Alrighty, well, welcome back to Brush Up Your Game, and as the title says, well, this is all about Alliance Part 3. Thanks to Six Sides of Gaming, which is Lynvander's studio, their YouTube page. They published everything about Alliance. I'm going to go into the cards. I don't have generic ships. Big news there is Breen are now at 16 points generic, which it still probably doesn't make them playable, but at least they're cheap. And cheap is good. And Breen with a Disruptor is playable, especially at like 21 total points. It's just scary. Not very good, but scary. All right. Uh, I've just got cards in alphabetical order. That's what's happening here. So, advanced cloaking. When attacking, if the ship is cloaked and does not have an Ox Power token beside it, plays an Ox Power beside the ship. This ship's cloak token does not flip to its red side. This attack, so uh, you don't want to make multi attacks. This is 4 points. Its attack, it mimics the Scimitar's ability. It's not restricted in any way, shape, or form. I think Klingons can make some good use of this. I think Romulans will make some use of this. It's not amazing. It's not super duper crazy. I like it. I like the flexibility. I like that it's just an Ox Power token. Romulans have really good maneuver dials. This, especially on a Valdor class, is like, well, I'll just do a 1 or 2 straight or bank and take care of the Ox. And that way I keep my cloak and get to do really fun sensor echo shenanigans. So why not? Yeah, as long as you can get double cloak, or sorry, not double cloak, double tech, this is a card to at least consider. Next, we have a talent ambush tactics. When attacking while cloaked, place 3 time tokens on this card. You can convert up to 3 battle station results into a hit. Better than a target lock because it's straight up conversions. Romulan only talent. I like it. I think Romulans have needed better talents. This is definitely one of them. It's built-in conversion. I like it. I don't think it's the best ever, but I think it's definitely good, and it's good enough to run straight up. You don't need to run it as one of like Shinzon's hidden talents. Yeah, I think that this is a viable, strong card for Romulans, both in Alliance and not in Alliance. So I'd be happy to run this. Anticipation, 2 point talent. Again, no uniqueness, nothing out here. Reveal dial step, discard this card. Change the ship's revealed maneuver to any green or white maneuver instead. I think this has a lot of use in Alliance. There are times where the enemy ships are just going to come in, block you out. This card going to make a difference in those. I kind of call them the Constantina, the conga line. And if you can avoid that mess, still get your actions, anticipation is going to work, and it does combo with the card later on. We'll talk about that when we get there. But I like anticipation. Cheap talent. It doesn't necessarily fit my playstyle, but I understand why it would fit a lot of people's playstyle. I do think it works much better in Alliance play than normal play. Klingons get some extra cards, just like Federation got some extra cards in Box 2. No, there are no Federation cards in Box 3, just some more Klingons. And I think that's okay. I would have loved to have seen a little bit more Fed love, but we'll live. Cunning is a 5 point ship unique or 1 per ship card. When attacking, if the ship has no active shields, aka when you're cloaked, you may convert 1 blank result into 1 hit. That's amazing. That's very nice passive. Going to work very nicely with that Klingon tech that lets you use friendly target locks, or use that ship's target lock. Friendly ships use them. Yeah, anyways. That's good play. When defending, if the ship has no active shields, you can re-roll 1 blank. Somebody said it in the Fremont Discord. If this had said convert, this would have been a perfect talent. As it is, it stands as a good to very good talent. I think it's just a touch overpriced without that built-in defense conversion, but I'll take it. A reroll. It works with the Cavort build in Alliance to have the extra defense die, the conversion of a die. There's times you're going to need that reroll, and this will come in. This is much more for the offense, but it's a nice passive defense bonus, especially while cloaked. So I got nothing really bad to say about cunning. I think it could have been so much better, but I'm nitpicking. Deep Cloak. This is a 3-point tech, Romulan only. If you are cloaked, opposing ships that do not have a scan token can only target you if they're within range 1 to 2. This prevents some pot shots. I love the concept. I absolutely love the concept. I hate the pricing. I think in Alliance it's fine for it to be 3. I think this could have been a 1-point card, and it would have been fantastic. It would have been that very good. It would have been a choice, because all you're really doing is preventing range 3 shots. And even then, people probably just choose to cloak. That's where I'm at with Deep Cloak. I think it's a fine card. I think it's going to see that Alliance play. I don't think it's going to see play after that. Klingons get an Engineer. In phase, if you do not have an Ox Power token, you may gain an Ox Power token to choose one of the following effects. You can either repair a hull damage, or you can flip a face-up damage card face down. I'm going to assume, and this is perhaps a dangerous assumption, but I'm going to assume now that crits, face-up crits, are not considered a single hull damage, and you can't just repair them. So if you had a single crit, repairing one hull damage could not be done. Repairing a hull damage is the removal of a face down damage card. Maybe it's always been that way, but whatever. There are plenty of times where flipping a face up damage card face down is going to be a solid ability. You can get rid of injured captain. You've got your captain text back. You can flip or elite talent use. You can flip down the structural damage, get your defense die back. There's lots of good use here. I see this being a nice pair with the structural integrity, or whatever the card is that gives a ship, it's reinforced hull. It gives you +2 hull, and engineer's a solid play to go with it. Then we get the Romulan version of engineer, and we can compare and contrast here, right? Klingons, engineer's 4 points, bit pricey. Romulans down to 3 points, except in the end phase you have to disable this card, so it's a disable, not Ox Power, right? To choose one of the following effects: repair a shield. I don't know what Romulans are doing with shields. This mystifies me. Romulans want to be cloaked. Or you can remove 1 time token from one of the ship's upgrade cards. Speeding up? Okay, that's good, but it's at the price of a disable, and until we get some disable convert to time token play, which I know exists in the main game, not in Alliance, I don't see this being fantastic. Repairing a shield, nice, but am I going to use an action to get this back? I don't know. I truly don't know. Enhanced torpedoes. Romulans do get a few weapons, and for 3 points, I think I like this card. You're going to attack, spend the ship's target lock token, place 3 time tokens on this card, and target an opposing ship, forward or rear arc. Convert up to 2 blank results into hit results. Now that right there. Nowhere here did you're spending your target lock, right? So you're not getting your quality, but you've got the built-in quality. Now, if you roll a bunch of battle stations, you're in trouble. but I think there's some good here to use. I like enhanced torpedoes. I think it's a valuable card, and I think it's well priced. Evasive, execute maneuver step. When you would execute a one bank, you place 2 time tokens on this, and you can use the 1 turn instead. This is another card I think gets to play outside of Alliance. I like this. I have always been a fan of the 1 turn maneuver. I think that not enough ships get to use that maneuver, and I think that it would be very helpful if more ships did. It's a great move. I love it. And Romulans being able to pull that off, that is just sneaky. It's very good. It's thematic. I like it. Heavy Disruptor. This can only go on a Dederidex class, so, we'll see here. You take an Ox Power token to target an opposing ship, and then you roll 4 dice, range 2 to 3. If the target ship has a printed agility value of 0 or 1, you add a crit. Now, no, that's printed. So that, in main gameplay, is all the Klingon ships, or basically all the Klingon ships. It's about 2/3 of the Federation fleet, maybe half the Federation fleet. Definitely the bigger ships that get played. It is all Borg ships. It's a decent chunk of the Dominion fleet. I mean, not the bugs, but the bigger stuff. Cardassians, for sure. So really, this is 4 dice plus a crit. And is that worth 5 points? Perhaps. I think there's some play if you want to go adding like Massacre or cards like that. I think outside of Alliance, this is good. Inside of Alliance, I can definitely see play with this. There are some Cardassian heavy missions. There's going up against the battle cruiser, the battleship. Those have printed 0. And putting in some heavy damage would be a good thing. I love the concept. I think this is a very good think outside the box card. And I like playing with it. So I love the concept. I'm eager to see how it plays. Then we get a heavy plasma torpedo. Now, heavy and 4 dice, they don't mix for me. I feel like this should have been 6 dice. That would have been a heavy plasma torpedo to me. But you're going to place 3 time tokens and an Ox Power token beside your ship. Well, 3 time tokens on the card, Ox Power on your ship. Then you get to shoot. Now, no, you don't have to disable the card. You don't have to spend a target lock. But if you get, if you're targeting a ship with a agility value of 0, all your hits become crits. I really like that. I think that has very good use. What I want to do is figure out a way to get a weapon slot on the science ship or the scout vessel and run this. This is going to be fun for me because I can be super evasive and I can run this. I don't need the target lock action. I can just fire heavy plasma torpedoes. And that, I think, is an interesting play. I don't know that it's everything, but I think it might be interesting. Then we get a Helmsman. In fact, 2 copies of Helmsman. So, don't go out and buy multiple boxes of this just to get multiple copies of Helmsman. Do run out and buy multiple boxes of this to support Lynvander Studios and what they're doing with Alliance, because the more boxes they sell, the better. And the more likelihood that they get to make more boxes in this style. I think there's a ton of potential that can happen with these. But Helmsman, Activation phase. Place 2 time tokens on this card. The ship can make a green maneuver. That's a bonus maneuver, by the way. That's at the start of the activation phase. And the first time you pull that off, that is going to surprise your opponents. Well, not surprise. They know you have the card. But it messes with the flow of everything. In Alliance, it's going to mess with the targeting priority or who's going to go after things. The bugs, well, every ship's going to perhaps target you. And then you move and you've really changed things. And I like that. I think that Helmsman really has potential here to shake the game up. And I think that Helmsman will see a bunch of play outside of Alliance because bonus maneuver, 2 points, greens on Romulans, pretty plentiful. And from that standpoint, I think there's nothing but good here. Independent, unique talent here, 5 points, and I'm always a little wary of these. But when attacking or defending, if there are no friendly ships within range of this ship, and that's within range 1 to 2, you may convert a blank into a hit or an evade, right? So attacking, you get the hit. Defending, you get the evade. Anywho, I like it. I want to pair it with Lone Hunt because it's very much the same idea. I think that this card gives me a different way to play Alliance. I'm not sure that in my current 4-ship campaign that Independent's going to see any play. But that doesn't mean I don't like it. I think this card is actually very good for the single ship missions. I think that Independent's going to see play. Maybe not competitive play. I think it's probably a bit too expensive for the competitive play. But I think that it's a good card. Integrated Cloak. Now this is after attacking, if you destroyed the target, you may perform a free cloak action. If you already have a cloak token, you get to flip it to the green side. Now this is a 2-point weapon, which isn't really a weapon, but it uses the weapon slot. And boy, that is incentive for targeting priority, making sure this ship is in the right place at the right time with the right captain skill to destroy a ship. And wow, in the game as a whole, things that trigger off of a cloak action. There's things that when you do a cloak action, you get to sensor echo. When you sensor echo, you get to evade. You get a whole mess. You can attack, destroy a ship, and then all of a sudden, you go from being here to being over. I'll say being over here. So you were here, and now you're here on the game board, and that's crazy. Now, I know in Alliance play that's not going to be everything, but Integrated Cloak is definitely going to be a card. And Romulans don't have tons and tons of weapons that they want to use. Now they do. That's the craziest part. Molecular Phase Inverter. Execute maneuver step. When you overlap an obstacle, place 2 time tokens on this card. You do not skip your perform action step. Sorry, I was pausing. I realized that there was a missing on. It just says place 2 time tokens this card. Proofreading. Anywho, I like it. I wish this said when you overlap an obstacle or collide with a ship. That would be even better. But you know what? If you're playing with heavy obstacles, a map, a scenario with a lot of obstacles, this is going to see play. I like it. It's solid. It's not everything, but it's solid. The muon feedback beam. Now, I'm not sure this was... Well, it was Romulan in the the episode. For 3 points, in the end phase, if you're not cloaked, choose a ship within range, and that's range 1. Remove an Ox Power token beside this ship and place it beside the chosen ship. Doesn't say friendly ship, so you can put this on an enemy ship. And it took me a minute to come up with that, and I went, David, bad. That should have happened a lot faster. Well, you know. But yes, I like this. I think that this is a card I almost want to put on Klingon ships, just because they can do their come about and then transfer the Ox Power. We've seen some of that assist in Alliance, where Federation have a card that lets them remove an Ox Power token from a friendly ship. This is letting you do it from yourself and transfer it to the enemy. So hopefully there's some potential here. I want to think that there is. I don't think it's great. I really don't think it should have cost 3 points. But you know what? That's me. Opportunistic. When attacking, modify attack dice step. If the opposing ship has a lower captain skill than this ship, you may convert a blank or a battle station into a hit. While I like the ability, and I like the caveats, I don't think that with the caveats in play that it should have been 3 points. I think it should have been 2. But I think it's good. I think it's useful. I will probably run it if I run a Romulan ship in Alliance. When I do, I'm sure I will at some point. But yeah, I think it's playable. Ops Officer. For an action, you place a scan token beside the ship. You may also choose one opposing ship within range 1 to 2 and remove a scan battle station or evade token from beside that ship. High captain skill, want to run this. Good for mission play. Gives me officer or commander feelings from the Fed pack. Little cheaper, not getting too beneficial actions for myself, but if I can take away something from an enemy, I feel like that's just a win. I do think this might be a card that gives me this might be a card that I cross faction. Alliance Part 3 is allowing for 1 card to go cross faction per ship. I'll talk about that more when I get done. But I think this is one that has potential for it. Plasma Coil Overcharge. You may treat all your straight maneuvers as green. Paging the Sovereign. Paging Voyager. Well, Intrepid class. This is already good. If this ship performs a bank, you may discard this card to treat that maneuver as green. I don't much care about the last part. I care about the first part. You can treat all your straight maneuvers as green. This is not truly meant for Romulans. This is good on other ships. I guess it can be used on a Riemann Warbird, because you get the 5 and I think 6 straight, and for those to be green. Oh, you're laughing the whole way. It's like, oh, you put an Ox Power on me? Yeah, I'm gonna do a 6 straight. By the way, that's green. It's just that, to me, that's funny. I know I have a weird sense of humor, but that one's just funny. All right, Science Officer. You may spend evade tokens as if they were scan tokens. Has use in missions, I'm sure, especially on ships that don't have scan tokens or the scan action. Plus, if you know you're not getting attacked and you want to take out your enemy defenses, this is the way. So I'm on board with Science Officer in Alliance play. I'm not sold on Science Officer outside of Alliance play, because scan and evade are probably the 2 actions I'm taking the least frequently. So, again, I'm not truly sold, but I see potential here. Singularity Leak. As a 5-point unique weapon is an activation phase ability. When any ship performs maneuver and ends within range 1 of you, you must roll an attack die. On a hit or crit result, that ship suffers 1 damage. That ship, not your ship. Now, it is any ship, not just friendly, or not just enemy ships, friendly ships as well. So you set up as the lone ship, right? That goes with the talent. And you get the Dominion ships to come after you. I want to put the range extending Uhura on this in mixed play to extend the range here to range 1 to 2. That's really going to mess with ships. I want to put cloaked mines around. And I'm a moving minefield. I also want to put Verteron Pulse Trap out there. And boy, my opponents are just in for a bad day. That to me is an exercise in movement. How well can you fly? If I can get 2 to 3 cloaked mines out on the board, a Verteron Pulse Trap, and I'm a moving Singularity Leak. Let's see. Let's see how that goes. Subcommander. If this ship performed a green or white maneuver that did not overlap a ship or obstacle, place 1 evade token beside this ship. I like it. I don't think Subcommander is worth 5 points, but I like it. I like Subcommander in Alliance play. I think Subcommander is a play on Commander from the Federation. I think if you're very ambitious, you can put Subcommander and Commander in play. You could also put Subcommander with just on a Federation ship with the Shield Repair Operations Officer card. And for 8 points, you have a nice Shield Regenerator. I don't know if that's truly worth it because... I don't know. I guess it's basically the same as Commander. But yeah, it is basically the same. I think this is bringing something to the Romulans to give them some added durability, which is not bad. It's never a bad thing. And I see the utility. I don't see it coming out in mixed play or anything, but I see the Alliance play here. Suspicious. In the combat phase, you target a friendly ship within range 1 to 2. You move 1 battle station evade scan or blue target lock token from beside the target ship and place that token beside this ship. That is done for one reason and one reason alone. You're not getting targeted, or you have no shot. Sorry, I guess 2 reasons. And I'm going to use your token so that I live or I have a better quality shot. That's the reason. Suspicious is not used to be not a team player, to be the subterfuge, the spy. That's not the point here. You're not using it to wreck somebody's day. But you're setting up, hey, you have 2 scan tokens. But all the shots you have only need 1. Hey, I'll steal 1. We're good. Oh, you have an evade token, but you're not the closest ship at all? Great. I'm gonna take your evade token because I'm gonna get shot. Oh, you have a battle station token, but you don't have a shot? Okay, hey, let me use it. Great. That's how this is going. That's the sole reason Suspicious is there. I don't think I'll ever run Suspicious. I just don't see it really coming together to be that beneficial. I see other talents having more use. But I like the concept of the card. This to me feels very Tal Shiar. This this card oozes thematicism. Let me say that word. But it doesn't hit the gameplay. This is where fluff has succeeded, but crunch has failed. And that's not bad, but it's not great. Anywho, let's get to Tactical Officer. When attacking, if you are outside the target's primary firing arc, add a hit result. I'll take it. Romulans are meant to echo and do crazy shenanigans and get outside the firing arc. Much easier to do on Dominion ships as opposed to Cardassian ships with the 180 arcs. But yeah, I see this being playable. I don't think it's the best ever. I think 4 points to add one hit result sometimes is not great. If you can get this on a ship that's making multiple attacks, like a torpedo fusillade or a card that's yet to come up, then all the better. Another Klingon card, Thruster Efficiency. And this can only go on a Burrell or a Cavort. But execute maneuver step, place 3 time tokens on this card. Treat a red maneuver as white or a white maneuver as green. It's pricey, but I think it's worth it. Just to have a come about where you actually get your action, I'm on board. I don't know that I have the points in my build for this, but I'm on board with the theory here. There have been many a time when I have not done a come about when I probably should have, because I didn't want to lose my actions. This would give me that potential. So I want to like this card. I think this card has the potential that it needs, but ouch, it hurts with the price. Then we get Ventral Disruptors. Now these are just 360. Attack target opposing ship. The ship may fire this weapon in any direction. So 360. It's range 1 for 360. You may convert a battle station result to a hit. I like it. Again, it's overpriced. This card could have been 1 or 2. Yeah, I don't think it'll see much play outside of Alliance, but it might, because Romulans need that arc coverage. So, and then we get Ventral Thrusters. When this ship performs a sensor echo action, you may move sideways using the 1 bank. Discard this card. You can perform a free echo. Even if you are not cloaked, you may move sideways using the 1 bank template instead. Yeah, it's too expensive. It in a world now with Romulan cloaking device, this card's too expensive, and it feels like the right hand of the design team of Lynvander did not talk, could not talk, was not in communication with the left hand of the designers of the Secrets of the Tal Shiar pack that was designing Romulan cloaking device. Because, wow, Romulan cloaking device just, again, remains broken. But Ventral Thrusters just seems way underpowered by comparison. So, yeah, I don't know. I like the card. I like the concept. I just have a tough time living in that world. Anyway, I am missing a card. So I'm going to pause and add it to my list here. All right, here we go. Disruptor Sweep. This is a Klingon weapon. It is 4 points. The attack value of this weapon is the ship's primary weapon value minus 1. And you go, wait a minute. Why? That just doesn't seem good. Well, hold up. Attack, disable this card and target all opposing ships in range 1 to 2. Make a separate attack roll against each target ship. This is reusable torpedo fusillade. And yeah, everybody is going to want this. And multiples of this. This is 1 per ship. This is the card people are going to buy multiple boxes of Alliance for. It's good. It's so good. And yeah, I just yeah, I'm just thinking of this on the Scimitar, multiple 5-die shots, on a Sovereign, multiple 4-die shots. It's great. It's a great card, and it's a disable. And you run all the things you can to give you extra quality. Let's look at them. Right? Cunning. Every time you attack, you get to convert a blank into a hit. Each time. Every shot. Great. We got that. Sorry, just playing through these. Independent. You can convert a blank into a hit if you set it up right. Okay. Hey, opportunistic. If you're shooting at a ship with a lower captain skill, which you probably are, you can convert a blank or a battle station into a hit. Great. Hey, we're not done. I promise we're not done here. We're close to done. Oh, yeah. If you're outside the target's primary firing arc, you add a hit. Right? There's your added hit. Okay. Now we're done. So, just imagine you've done that build, right? You get two blank conversions or a blank and a battle station conversion. And you get to add a hit. And okay, let's say we're having fun here and we've put this on the Riemann Warbird. So we're rolling 5-die attacks. With any luck, we're let's be conservative. Let's say after those 2 conversions, we've done 4 hits. Well, you add an extra die. That's 5 hits. 5 hits against everything we can shoot at for 4 points. Yeah, that's worth it to me. I don't much care what you're gonna do. This card is amazing. This card has moved into my, I'm gonna say top 20 of cards. All cards, captains, talents, admirals, everything. All non-ship cards. It's in my top 20 right now. And I haven't touched it. I haven't played it. I don't know about it. But it's a reusable torpedo fusillade. And that to me is fantastic. Just totally good. I can't emphasize the good of this card more than that. And I know people say, David, you don't emote enough on this channel. Why not? Because when I do, I get yelled at in the comments for being that way. And I'm just going to show you who I am. I am excited about Disruptor Sweep. This card is great. This card is going to change Alliance play. This card is going to change the face of the game moving forward. And I mean the game of Star Trek Attack Wing. This is not simply an Alliance card. This is the best card to come out of Alliance design. And that includes Reinforced Hull, which I think is the second best card to come out of Alliance design. That's not to say Alliance design hasn't had good cards aside from those two, but those two are just amazing, and they're both Klingon cards. Let's think about that. They're both Klingon cards. Klingons have gotten the most love. Josh, I'm calling you out. You are a Klingon lover. Stop it. They don't need more. They've got everything. Romulans also don't need more at this point. You know who needs more? Dominion. Dominion need more love. And we need the Sona for Dominion. That's where I'm at. Okay. Anyway, Alliance Part 3, get it ordered. Just get it ordered. It's going to be amazing. You've seen Tony and myself playing through Box 1 and Box 2. Box 3, probably going to be even better. Probably going to be harder. Don't care. It's great. We're having a blast. These cards are just going to make it better. And yeah, it's going to be great. If you made it this far, you are probably a glutton for punishment. But thank you for watching. Truly do appreciate it. And, well, that's all I got. So thank you for watching. Until next time, keep brushing up your game. Take care. Bye now.